trade deadline. And our Anthony Slater, who covers the Golden State Warriors, he is reporting that Draymond Green, he will be in a Golden State Warriors uniform 31 minutes from now. He was, Slater says, involved in Giannis conversations that never gained traction. And now, of course, we know that Kristaps Porzingis is a member of the Golden State Warriors. So let's check in here on the state of the Western Conference on two Titans that we have come to know as sort of mainstays in the conference. And one of them is Steph Curry here. If you're in Golden State, Coach, you have been, how are you feeling?
Obviously they were going for Giannis. That would have been the big, sexy move to pair him with Steph Curry.
No big sexy.
That's not, no big sexy. Not big perk. Not big perk. Only one. So that's not going to happen. I'm happy for Draymond. I coach Draymond, a big fan of his, that he's going to be able to stay and hopefully finish his career in Golden State for everything he's done for that franchise and helping them win all those championships. But, the end of this season, Porzingis, it's going to be tough sledding to finish out this year, and I don't see them making a lot of noise come postseason.
Well, it is fortunate for Draymond, but, the greatest players in the world have been traded, especially at the latter part of their careers, and Draymond would be no exception if the team feels that they want to move on. And I think he understood that as well. I think that's why but the difference is everyone's not able to receive information. Some people you can't tell everything. They had to tell Draymond. He is someone who can actually take that information, receive it, come back today, and still be Draymond Green.
And be a pro.
And a lot of guys are not able to do that. And they know who to spoon feed and who actually just give the plate to.
And I think now the question turns to Steph Curry. He's had this injury that he's been contending with and how long that could continue.
Right. So the thing is they've crossed the Rubicon with Draymond. They've told him that he will be involved in trade discussions going forward. So, okay, he's going to be at the rest of this season. He's got 1 year left on his contract, and it's a player option. So do they revisit Draymond trade discussions in the offseason? And could they revisit Giannis conversations in the offseason? The second thing, as you said, Steph Curry is out right now with a sore knee. They said it's runner's knee. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like it's something that needs rest. And the question is, if with the Warriors not having really materially improved here, I don't know what Porzingis is going to be able to give them. How much is Steph Curry going to be playing in the short-term future? Does the Warriors have control of their pick? I know people are probably like, why do you keep talking about players shutting down with their pick? The 2026 draft is very, very highly valued, and if you can't improve your team through the trade deadline, you improve your team through the draft, and that's going to be a consideration for players.
I'm a little disappointed in a few teams in the Western Conference. Minnesota, the Rockets, and the Lakers. Because we talk about how wide open the East is, which with the moves that's been made, I wouldn't necessarily say it's just wide open. I think we know who the top three dogs are. I don't know who the top three dogs are no more in the Western Conference.
You don't think it's OKC Spurs?
Because of injuries, right? SGA now is out. J-Dub with the hamstring, and we know how soft tissue injuries could be. You're looking at the Denver Nuggets right now. Aaron Gordon is out, hamstring injury. Jokic is still banged up. He had another scare last night.
Cam Johnson's still out too.
Right. So when you look at the Rockets and it didn't have to be a powerful move, just a popular move. Like, you could have went out and kind of been somewhat aggressive and went got a Tyus Jones or Kobe White to fulfill that veteran point guard position. If you're at Minnesota, you're looking like they made some nice little moves. I think AO is going to be fine for them from the Bulls. But I was expecting even the Lakers, we talk about their rim protection, how they're one of the worst in the league. DeAndre Ayton has been inconsistent all year long. Like, I expected them to be more aggressive. Especially when you talk about having a LeBron, a Luka, a Austin Reeves. They have one of the best offensive weapons as far as those guys as a trio. I expect it because the West really is wide open right now.
I was looking at Houston, thinking the same thing. You're fourth in the West. Do you have enough shooting around Kevin Durant and Şengün? And biggest question is they've tried to go point guard by committee, and you can speak on this, Kenny, because you played at a high level. They're going point guard by committee. Can you go point guard by committee into the postseason and have a chance to move forward? They're 27th in the league in assists per game, and they're asking guys to play a position that is something that is hard to do.
Very hard to do. I think, first of all, I think the Rockets have made some really great moves over the last 2 years. That's put them in the position that they're in now. But a Jose Alvarado would be better fit for the Rockets than he actually is for the Knicks. He would have been more valuable rather, not better fit, but more valuable. Just someone who played that position. I do remember even the latter part of my career when I got traded, and we played the Rockets again, and I come back into the locker room and see Akeem Olajuwon. He says, "I apologize to you." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I really worked. I said I didn't know what he was talking about, and he says, "I didn't realize how hard it was to simply give me the ball at the right position." I apologize. He took it for granted. Yeah. And I was like, "Well, I appreciate that. Tell him to bring me back." I was like, "Tell him to bring me back."
I think Houston and San Antonio, to a certain extent, are in the same boat, which is that they are looking at this as a 3 or 4 year window, and they don't want to give up assets to rent a player.
But let me ask you this, Wendy. I understand that with the San Antonio Spurs, not with the Rockets. This is not a 3-4 year window with a Kevin Durant, right? Like, he's still playing at the elite level, but KD is 38, 39 years old?
I think he's a little younger than that, but yeah.
No, but what I'm saying is you got to maximize. I feel like that window is now, because if you'd asked me this a month and a half, 2 months ago, it would have been OKC and Denver and pretty much everybody else with the Spurs knocking at the door. But now if you're the Lakers and Rockets, you saying, well, damn, we passed the halfway mark and guys are injured. We got a real shot.
There was like 9 or 10 guards traded in the last 3 days. Half of them went to the Bulls. Yeah. So it wasn't like the market was there.
Yeah. All the Hornets.
Hey, here's the last question. So Minnesota, back-to-back Western Conference Finals.
Right, high bar.
They got Ayo. Cool. They went to get Giannis, didn't get him. Do they have enough coming off of that bench to provide a scoring boost? They got Naz Reid, but
it's not the bench, Coach.
You know,
do they have enough to make Ant-Man not get double teamed and he can be Ant-Man?
Because he talked about
it. It's really that's it, because it's the guys that they're bringing in, other than Randall. You know, those guys they're not getting the attention.
Right.
So now
he can do his thing.
Where he can do his thing.
It sort of feels like we've been looking at the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Spurs have been hanging tough. They're ahead of schedule for the entire season. That's the trade winds blowing all around the Eastern Conference. So what do we say? Should we go coast to coast, or at least up and down? NBA trade deadline edition. Cleveland, this one's for you. The Cavs, they traded Darius Garland for James Harden. So Brian, does Harden make the Cavs a legit title contender?
Well, they feel like it improves their chances this year, even though Harden is 36 years old and they probably maybe shorten their window. They got to get Donovan Mitchell into a contract extension this summer. They got to try to win the Eastern Conference right now. They haven't made it to the conference finals with this group. They think James Harden can get them there.
Well, this is certainly a win-now move. Those wins that you just heard were actually Chiney Ogwumike. So let's go to DC, Chiney. The Wizards, they traded for AD. What does this mean for them?
It means that we have to take the Wizards seriously. I love this. This pick-and-roll combination between Trae Young and Anthony Davis is going to be wild, because Anthony Davis can pick and pop, but most importantly, he covers Trae Young's liability, which is defensively. You see that swap right there? So, yeah, they're finally out of that sunken place, respectfully. Sunken place, moving on up. Once they hit the floor, they got to hit the floor.
It's a win. It's a win.
Next year.
Hit the floor. Yeah,
Next year.
May be delayed gratification there.
But not denied.
Delayed but not denied. I love that. In Boston, the Celtics, they traded Anthony Simons for Bulls big man Nikola Vucevic. Perk, how does Big Vooch fit your old squad?
The same way I fit with food. Great. Great when you talk about a stretch big, a guy that's going to fit that Joe Mazzulla system. Also, Vooch been playing with a little edge lately. Like, his defense is going to pick up, obviously playing for something. Jaylen Brown, the best two-way player in the game. Peyton Pritchard. I like, hey, watch out for the Celtics as a sleeper.
You know what? Let's go to Charlotte. We don't say that very often, but we're saying it more now. They traded for Kobe White. Danny, how will Kobe impact the Hornets' playoff push?
Now, this is a great pickup. I love this. You know, him having LaMelo off the ball some, but Kobe White's one of the fairest deals in the league. Obviously, Carolina kid, so he's just unbelievable. But he knows how to get buckets. He's back home in Charlotte now. The Charlotte's team has been hooping. You know, he fits right in. The pace, the getting up and down, sharing the ball, playing hard. This is a great dynamic with him and LaMelo. So I love it.
Charlotte make the playoffs for the first time since 2016? Well, I suppose that is a question potentially for the wheel. So what we're going to do here is we
say that again.
I think that's all I can do here. We have our fabulous wheel of the East over here. Danny, would you like to do the honors first?
I'll go, yeah.
Spin, and wherever you land, you have 24 seconds.
It's my first time doing this, by the way. So,
let's go, Danny.
You know, I don't want to break the thing.
Ooh.
Indiana. Give me something. There we go. Something I can work. No disrespect to Indiana, but Miami's got a little more I can work with. Miami hasn't done a lot this trade deadline, but they're in works of trying to get Giannis. I think that's a good move. I know Ja's been wanting to go there, but this team has been good this year. I think they still do need to make a move in order to put themselves back in contention prior to letting Jimmy go. But yes, they have some good pieces. Norman Powell, all-star this year, so I like what they've been doing thus far.
Okay, not bad for your first time at the wheel. Mr. Whittenhurst, he beat the buzzer, but you want to show him how it's done.
Come on,
Yes,
Wendy.
and I'm not. If I get the Pacers, I'll answer the Pacers question. I just want you to know that.
Wendy ain't ducking no smoke.
Come on, Pacers.
Hey, there you go.
boy.
Similar.
Brooklyn.
So I think the most important thing for Brooklyn is that Michael Porter Jr. is not moving, okay? I think a lot of people thought when they acquired him this offseason, this might just be a holding zone. He's been really good for them. First off, they're tanking very successfully. They're getting blown out every night. They're going to get a high draft pick. But next year, they have to execute the flip. They got to do the flip. The reason they got to do it is they don't control their draft pick next year. Look for them to spend a bunch of money this year and keep Michael Porter Jr. to help them with the rise next year.
Good luck with that one.
Is it my time to shine?
He is.
You know what they call me here? Vanna Black, baby.
Yeah, Black and
Let's do it. Oh, you hear that? Come on, give me something good. Give me something. Oh, wait. Oh, just
Come on, Pacers.
Oh,
there you go.
Hawks. I'm not mad at the Hawks.
Do we get a caw?
Look, the Atlanta Hawks to me are a team on the rise. They obviously are building around Jalen Johnson, and to me, if they're able to make the right pieces and continue to make it work, this is a squad that I believe alongside, that Jazz, the Hornets, everyone else that are actually moving on the way up. So I look at the Atlanta Hawks, they should keep buying. They need a couple more pieces to actually make people think that they're serious, but right now, I feel like this is a team that you should keep an eye on for years to come. And okay, thank you.
Buddy Hield,
Thank you.
Porzingis, good pickups.
Yeah, thank you.
Atlanta's doing some good things.
They are.
Let's go, big dog.
Don't break it.
A grown man spin. You know what I'm saying? A grown man spin.
We got
Oh, we're going to be here for the next 20 minutes.
Give me the seed.
There you go.
Give me the seed. Hey, look, they just got Big Vucevic, Jaylen Brown, best two-way player in the game. Peyton Pritchard been balling. They are my sleepers of coming out of the Eastern
Dark
Conference.
horse.
Because you have Cleveland, the Knicks, Detroit, who all should be ahead of them. But this team mean business. They trying to stand on business. Joe Mazzulla has been coaching his ass off, in my opinion. Should be in the conversation for Coach of the Year. Watch out for the season. The big question
What
is,
about the 76ers?
is Jason
where the
Tatum
thing is actually
going to come?
Yeah.
Well, you know who has the same record as
Oh, it was the
Boston?
76ers?
You know who has
It was
the
a
same
little bit of
record as the
I
Boston
thought it was
Celtics?
over here. Okay.
Perk, do you know?
Oh.
Oh.
There you go. Okay.
Still to come on NBA Today. Let's dive in.